Here we are again, in episode number 4 of Mountaintop Faith Ministries, Marriage and Empowerment, session number 4 with the Harrises, Michael and Sheila.
On the couch.
On the couch.
Again.
On the couch.
Yes, we on the couch.
So we've had 3 exciting episodes. Now, number 4, we're gonna, let's try to get a little deeper into your marriage. Okay, so
You ready?
Thinking of a question. If you could magically push a button, what would you want to change in your marriage?
I would meet him sooner. Yes. Yes. So that means I would have had more time with him. So, one thing that by the time we met, I was so enamored with him that he said, I want to have a child with you, but I was so selfish. I just wanted him all to myself that I didn't want to have a baby because I would have had to share him. So I was like, no. But now if I was to push a button, I would start all over and I would want him, I would pray that he would be my first love and that we would have had, we have bonus children together, but we would have had a biological. And other than that, I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, I love our life together. So other than that, I wouldn't change anything. Your turn.
I don't have a button.
Be careful.
To push.
Be careful.
You got a grenade.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
Remember that filter we talked about in the last session?
Yeah. I know.
No.
But the button, I'm like, I couldn't change. If I pushed the button, nothing would change. I'm just gonna say it like that. I mean, what I mean by that is that we're in a place where I don't see where change is gonna.
I can change.
I don't see where change is gonna.
What would you like to see done differently in our marriage?
Wow.
You can.
I'm lost for words right now.
Oh, really?
I'm really.
You can't come up with that one thing. So
I
that means,
So that means what?
We good?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I mean, if I would push a button, it would remain the same.
Oh, okay.
I can't
Change perfection.
I can't change what it is. It's there.
All right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
We can come back to that.
you ain't changing nothing.
No, I mean the trials and tribulations that we went through is who we are. It makes up who we are. It like I said, because of what we went through, we now have discovered the beauty in the ashes. So if we was to push a button to change anything, we
It wouldn't deviate from much.
Yeah, I mean, we may not be here, so we're good. Yeah.
And that's interesting, right? Because you don't need, through all the arguments and different disagreements and stuff like that, it led you to here.
Yes.
Right? I mean, so in that, there's, sometimes people in marriages, and I know I'm going to go a little off topic, but sometimes people in marriages always wonder, what if? What if I went left instead of right? Or went, and do you feel like that kind of dooms a lot of relationships because they go back and say, what if?
Right, I do. Because then you're second guessing yourself and all that. And so I don't want to second guess. I don't want to think about what if. I want to think about and relish in what is. And what is good. What is real. What is solid. And what is right now is peaceful and joyful and safe. So
You know, what ifs to me is a trick of the enemy. You know, because you already established your foundation is laid. So the what ifs come in, no, you gotta shut it down because it brings in
Confusion.
and confusion means that's the devil. Confusion. He wants to tear up marriage.
Kill, steal, and destroy.
So, you know, and so I feel like the what ifs, we shouldn't entertain the what ifs if you already have what you have.
Right. And if God brought you together, who are you to question what God did? So can't doubt that. But that was good.
No.
We did good. Yeah. Good.
That was excellent. Because the grass ain't always greener. And that's what happens when people get in there.
But if you
gotta
water your
water your
grass,
grass.
it'll stay green.
It'll stay
That's
green.
right.
Yes.
I like that.
So
Yes.
So in your relationship, and you guys have been together a long time, but how do you describe your responsibility in your marriage?
Okay, you know, some women have an issue with the word submit when they say their vows and all that. I don't have an issue with submitting to my husband because God is not asking me to submit to someone that hasn't submitted to him first. So basically we're submitting to each other.
exactly.
And so my responsibility in this is to make sure he's good, make sure I'm good so he's good. Because you can't take care of somebody else unless you're taken care of first. So I make sure that sometimes I can do a better job of that because sometimes I be looking, I'm like, I should dress up for him. You know, I was like, but then I'm like, nah, he's seeing me, I'm gonna be comfortable. But, you know, my responsibility is to keep him uplifted, you know, because sometimes our men, they get weary. And so to keep him uplifted so he can keep me safe and uplifted. And to, when his spirit is low, to feed him. When his mind get weary, to give him those words of encouragement to let him know, like, and to remind him that he's a child of the King, and so you got this, you know, and to remind him that no weapon formed against him shall prosper. So I think that's my responsibility, is to keep my husband in a good headspace so he can make sure that I stay good as well.
And you know, she pretty much support. So support one another, the good and the bad. I mean, because going to work every day, challenging as a man, you have your challenges. You want more, but they're suppressed. So you got to find a way around it. So like I said in the beginning, and in one of the sessions, that I would bring it to her. Hey, I'm going through this, I'm trying to do this, I'm going through this, but this is, you know, just to get her insight. So to get that support from her. And then I could take it to the table. And I've done that, and it worked. And sometimes it's still it's challenging, but you kind of.
What do you feel your role in your marriage is?
My role is to support. My role is to maintain what we have, strength. To be the person to where she could come to when she's really down, and I comfort her in our marriage. Also have those words of wisdom, you know. Just this overseer, pretty much. Just being an overseer.
My protector.
And to overcome some of the stuff that we go through. That's it.
What would you say? Because there's some you said there, and what both of you said, and I like what you said about submit, because you guys aren't submitting to be like completely submissive. You're saying you're submitting to become a team.
You have to submit.
Partnership.
Yes.
Yeah, one to another. You have to submit. There's times when she gonna need something from me, and I'll be like, man, I can't. I'll submit.
Yeah. Because it's important that each of you know that you're valuable to the other.
Yes. And that we serve each other. Yes.
Right. And that's what submitting is. You both serve each other. You're not just serving him, and you're not just serving her. You're serving each other for the benefit of your relationship.
And see, that's where it comes into like you know, it's in a marriage, it's not about, because people show love, like we talked about in one of the other ones, people show love in different ways. But if the way I want to show him love, if he's not receiving it as love, because he may want to see love demonstrated in a certain way, I got to give it to him the way he wanted. I can't give it to him the way I want to give it to him. If you follow what I'm saying, it's like, you know, like for me, we struggle with, because on his off days, I wanted him to cook one day, just one. And the first time, you know, 'cause, you know, going back to this pandemic, it changed a lot of people's lives. So when we was home, it was almost like the Ozzie Harriet type thing. He was doing all the work around the house, and I was cleaning and cooking, and we would sit down and have breakfast, lunch, and dinner at a structured time. And I didn't mind. But when we got back to going back to work and everything, I was like, well, wait a minute. You know, I still got to cook 7 days a week. I was like, well, if you can cook just one, you know, and it made me feel, it take the pressure off of me for that one time. So the first time I came home, he was standing in the middle of the kitchen, turning around, talking about, I was just about to think about what we were going to eat. And I'm like, but it's dinner time already. And then I was like, okay, I got mad. I went upstairs, took my shower. I got over it. Then I'm like, the next week he going to have this on point now, because he wants to please me. And next week I come home from work. He's backing out of the driveway as I'm pulling in, because now he's going to the grocery store to figure out what we're going to eat. Now I'm mad again.
Fast food.
So we had to have the conversation. I'm like, I'm asking you to do this because it will please me. You know, this is what I need you to do to show me that I matter to you, because this is important to me right now. This is showing me that you see my load and you want to help too. So he made a comment, and this is what he mean by he got to filter his words. He goes, well, you want me to do something that I don't want to do. I'm like, oh, what? You don't want to please me? So he had to, he tried to take those words back, but sometimes, we ain't gonna let him take them back right away. We gonna talk about this. You just said. So, but since then, once he got it, and once he realized how important it was to me, he cooks once a week. And this last week's meal was the bomb. He had some salmon that was in a sauce that I had never had before. And we had some garlic sauteed spinach, and it was perfect. I'm like, wait a minute, who cooked this? Right, it was good. And I was, and some rice pilaf, and I'm like, wow. And so, but that's what I'm saying. That made me feel like I mattered. And that made me feel like he hear me and he see me. Because it's not about what, he fixed things around the house. That's his language to me, to show me that he loved me. But that's not what I needed. I needed him to do that gesture to show me that he see me and that I matter. You all right?
So, yeah. Piggybacking on cooking. I'm not a cooker.
He cooks breakfast and burritos.
I can cook some breakfast. I can cook, tacos, burritos. And she needs to factor in also grilling.
Oh yeah.
I do all the grilling around here.
Yeah, because I don't touch fire.
So I can't grill every week. I could, because the weather's good in Vegas. So yeah, I'm being more creative and trying to do things because it's her and I. Mm-hmm. And creativity is you gotta have it. Mm-hmm. You run out of things. For example, Christmas. It's like, you've been together for XYZ years. What do you get her for Christmas? Creativity sets in. Mm-hmm. And you try things, and it doesn't take much.
Nope.
No, it doesn't take much.
Not for me.
But I beat myself up trying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I think about it. And finally I come up with things, or she might give me a little hint, send me an email.
With the specific item.
Yeah. The store that you can go get it at and what
And
time they
yeah.
close.
And it's on sale right now.
But anyway,
Yeah. And he still waits till the day before Christmas, but that's okay. But
that's the way I do things. That's the way I do them.
Yeah, but
That's how I do it.
But that's very interesting because it kind of transitions to this next topic about a lot of marriages. People don't go that extra mile, and like you cooked a 5-star gourmet meal. It took a couple of complaints, but after a while, you've relished the idea of just, you know what, I'm gonna go all in. I'm not just gonna make hot dogs and hamburgers for the meal that I need to cook. I'm gonna really show her that I care about cooking a fantastic meal. And a lot of things in marriage, it's like people say, this will make me happy, so they do the bare minimum. And a lot of people transition to that like, yeah, you're doing it, but you're not doing it because you really want to. You're doing it because it's the bare minimum, and people almost take that as a bigger offense than not doing it.
right.
And then so, like, how do you guys navigate that in your relationship?
I sum that up to like, you're fighting for something. You're fighting to keep the joy in your marriage. You're fighting to keep out the adversary. Because if you're shortchanging your spouse, or you're basically shortchanging yourself, and you're allowing that what if to creep in. So if you were to fight and to like, marriage is not, it's not easy, but it's not all that hard either. If you just buckle down and do the work. And the work is, if that person has told you what they like, you do that and you go all in. Not to say that you got to spend $1 million or anything like that. It's just like he did. I don't know where he got the recipe from. I don't even care because it was just that good. It's just the fact that he went that extra mile to find that recipe and to do it. And I don't know how long it took him or anything like that, but it's like you do the work. Put in the time. I'm only asking for 1 day. So even if it take you a few hours, you only got to do it that 1 day. So why not, if that's going to make her happy, do if anything worth doing is worth doing all the way. Like our church said, we go for the spirit of excellence. Don't half-ass, I can't say that, huh? Don't halfway do it. I mean, but no, you can't. I mean, like, if you're going after the spirit of excellence, I don't want you ever to feel like I only care about you just up to, like, I don't want to disappoint you. Like, if you ask me, like, doing your shirts, and I'll do your shirt, I don't want to just iron just the front of it and have you disappointed because I halfway did it. If you're going to do it and you're doing it for this person, do it all the way. Do it the way they like it. Do it where it's pleasing to them, not where they're disappointed and because that was almost disappointing me that you would re-iron the shirt after I would iron it. But I mean, like, if you're going to clean up the house, don't just sweep the trash over to the wall and not pick it up. I mean, go all the way. Finish the job.
Wow. So far as I agree with you. Finish the job, go all the way.
You work.
I was struggling with something so far as preparing a meal. Yeah, you was preparing the meals. You have been preparing the meals since we've been together. Okay. Every now and then, like I said, I do the grill or holidays and stuff like that. So now the 2 days off, I thought about it. I can't prepare a meal as quick and as you can. I can only do it
your way,
my way. So that leads me to believe that to be better than me, not to try and be better than you, but be better than myself. So be better than, not trying to be better than your predecessor, to be better than yourself.
Okay.
So that way I take incremental steps getting to where I need to be.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
I challenge myself. So time management. Because on my days off, again, I do things to keep the upkeep, so I could keep her happy and around the house and things. So now I still beat myself up a little bit on what I'm gonna cook. So I think about it. Then I said, well, just do it. Something said, let's go ahead and do it. And so I did it.
But you
I'm gonna do it.
You know what I'm hearing though? Is like what you've done is you took something that you wasn't thrilled about.
I got out of my comfort
right, out of
zone.
your comfort zone, but now you kind of relished it, and you know, like you're just competing against yourself. Like
That's basically what I was doing.
You know, what I mean? There's nobody else cooking 5-star meals for her the other 6 days of the week. It's just you. And then but now it turns into more fun, and I think a lot of marriages lose that. They lose that fun factor. Like, you know what?
They lose the edge.
Yeah, the edge. Like, you know, my partner wants me to do cook X. Let me have fun with it. You know, let me experience having fun with what my partner is looking for that makes them happy.
Right.
And then in return, it sometimes might turn fun to you. Fun, you know.
It does after a while, you know, but I still stress. Really.
Yeah. Because
But it's
I never told him what to cook. I told him I didn't even care what it was. Because if he put his heart into it and I didn't like it, that's on me. That's my bad. It had nothing to do with him. And I explained that. I'm like, I didn't care if he went out and got In and Out. It's just that I didn't have to worry about cooking, but I would much rather him prepare it. But yeah, he was beating himself up because, and this is how he do it. I cooked something. I don't know if you're going to like it, but I tried and I did this but I don't know if you're going to like it. I said, don't do that. Don't diminish what you've done. You know, you went through it. You went through the process and you did this for me. So, you know, I appreciate it. You know, don't start doubting yourself now. So,
but that's something we should, you know, as we're closing this out, that's something people in relationship remember. He went out of his comfort zone to do something that you wanted, and you didn't criticize, you appreciated.
Oh, heck yeah. And it was good.
And then that's what some people lose track of.
To show appreciation. And that goes a long way, because I'm sure not that he has a big head, but he felt like I pleased her. So now it gives him, I think, that he wants to continue to because the next day I was like, save some of that sauce. I don't know what I'm going to put, and it's in there, but I don't know what I'm going to put it on, but that sauce was good. I'm like, And he gave me the recipes, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It made him happy that he pleased me. And that's all that it does. Because he keeps talking about Christmas, it's not about the receiving, it's about the giving on all ends. And so he gave me something that made my heart glad, and in turn made him happy. And that's all it's about. It's a give and take.
Submissive.
Submitting.
Submitting.
I submit to you.
All right, you two. I appreciate you guys doing these four episodes. I feel like a lot of people got to really experience, what it's like in the Harris household.
Ooh, yeah.
As different as it may be.
Yes.
Or unsafe, or safe.
Oh, no, we're good people. We love each other. We're so happy God brought us together, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it, and thank you guys for doing these 4 episodes. I hope everybody else enjoys getting to know you as everybody else has.
We appreciate you too. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to narrate this for us.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for the questions. I mean, there was thinkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
I'm still trying to push that button. Go ahead.
We going home.
Okay. All right.
All right.
God bless. Good night.